First of all, good morning and welcome to today's mindfulness session. Today, 26th of February. And the Sunday session, we will be discussing the last part of How of Happiness, part 5. And How of Happiness is something, these 5 episodes, if someone goes through these 5 episodes, I think as far as the scholarly part of the happiness is concerned, they will have an idea of it. And this will also, since this is one of the biggest pursuits of human beings today, of people today, I think this will be a good reference point for everyone. And today in the last session, we will be discussing more about our own happiness, our own pursuits about happiness, and how we can be more happy, and also myths about happiness. There are 3 myths which are generally floating in the world. We'll talk about it. However, the first thing that we will do is express our gratitude, our gratefulness to Mother Universe and to Supreme Power who has made us who we are today, and to everyone, anyone and everyone who has been a companion in our journey till now. So our gratitude to all of them. Folded hands, in silence and with reverence. I mean, folded hand is just my version. It can be without folded hands also, but in silence and with reverence if possible. Thank you. So, to start the session, we will be relaxing our mind and body. Just let me know if you can hear the sound. I've not played it as yet. I will be playing.
Yes.
Thank you, Momita. So we can just listen to the music. Just listen to the music and do a ear out. Ear out micro hit. Ear out. Ear out. Just be with the music. Let the music reach the deepest part of your soul, mind, and body. There are many instruments which are being played. Let's focus on the drums. Let's focus on the drums. Let's now move our focus from the drums to the other instrument that is being played, the flute. Let's put our focus on the flute, only the flute. Let's go back to the drums. Now let's be aware of the entire music as a whole. Take a deep breath with the exhalations being a little longer. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Be aware of your entire body. Every part of your body. Feel any sensations that might be there in your body. Feel the sensations, focus on the sensations. Take a deep breath once again before we close. Wonderful, thank you. As I stop the music and stop sharing, be aware of the external sounds. Be aware of your environment. Thank you. And so we are back again with the last part of How of Happiness. So I do not know how many of you have practiced or tried the questionnaires. How many of you have done it? Sanjay ji, Momita, Manosh, Devashish. Has any one of you tried the person activity fit or the questionnaires?
I have done that.
Yeah, I have done it. Yes.
You've done it. So any feelings, any feedback on the person activity fit or the happiness questionnaires?
One the insight what I got is that these three things I found more important. That practicing gratitude, and second was cultivating optimism and
Uh-huh.
looking at brighter side of what's happening. And
Anji.
uh, third third was getting into this space of that avoid overthinking and that social comparison. These three things
Hmm.
I found that is something need to be done about.
Hmm. 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 Okay. And
Yeah,
if you say cultivating gratitude, sorry, practicing
cultivating
gratitude,
optimism.
optimism. If I say practicing
Yeah.
gratitude, so
Hmm.
did you find out whether writing a journal is more suitable for you or expressing gratitude to others over a period of time, intermittently, continuously, does help you?
Expressing gratitude is a need for me. Uh, uh, Reason being because I'm not that. Uh, it may be in my mind to appreciate people, but I will not do that. I generally from there build on try to go further. So
Hmm.
one side writing gratitude, other side expressing gratitude or appreciation is important for me. Is what the feeling I got. And there is no
Okay.
end for expressing gratitude. Even I was thinking that finally the food what you get on the plate, there are a lot of people behind to get that there. So how to go about this whole building, that is very important, because we take things for granted. So how to come out of that and
Okay.
practice in all the way, but like what you said last time, gratitude is the mother of all the emotions and everything. Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Sanjay ji, for that. You know, one more thing is that uh, saying that I will not waste food and also it does, and I have food. There are two approaches. You would understand it because yeah, I got disconnected for some time. So there are different. So gratitude is more of thanking that I have that food, and not wasting food is a thought that I will not waste food. But these are two different. I'll come. Yes, Momita, sure. So I'll just come. So these are two different. So could you find that they're different or the same for you, or how? Could you do it, Sanjay ji? We can build on this, but however, we can come back again on this, Sanjay ji. Yes, Momita.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Sanjay ji, yes.
Yeah. They are two different things, because what I was thinking is that finally that there are a lot people behind in getting this. Like you take that, even that banana. So that banana, someone gets you there. Then it was there on the tree. Somebody has taken care of that. The nature has taken care. So there is a whole universe behind for anything, everything. So I was just thinking about that. And so that
Mhm.
act of that, gratitude toward that is what I was expressing. While on the other side, with such a love and this has come, then wasting is not the right thing on the other
Hmm.
side.
Hmm. Because if you
Yeah.
see the 5 points in while we are practicing, well, while we are, finding out the person activity fit, one of them is guilt. So I feel guilty if I waste food, right? If I feel guilty
Yes.
if I do not express gratitude, and I feel good if I express gratitude, there are two different expressions and we'll have very different meanings when we talk of happiness. So that's one thing which I wanted to highlight over here and project. Yes, Momita, please.
Previously, I used to just thank anyone, everyone in this universe every morning. now I have started. So it is me from my side, like we do the practice. And now I have started like, and say in office, an office boy, जो housekeeping का होता है, if he or if she gives me a tea, then I thank him. ये बहुत सारे से है, मैं करती हूँ. But till अभी जो शुरू किया है वो है कि मेरे जो फ्रेंड्स है या कोई भी जो मुझे कुछ भी मतलब प्यार से मुझे देते हैं, प्यार से मेरे लिए कुछ किया, so मैं immediately I write it and I post it. ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी को दिखाने के लिए, but I feel like कि मुझे अभी ये जो उन्होंने किया ये मेरे लिए बहुत स्पेशल है और नहीं भी कर सकता था, right? I don't feel guilty, but I feel good whenever I express my gratitude. So just in last 2 days, 2 of my friends have done many things for me. Immediately I have thanked them personally and I have written, I have posted. So I felt that this is necessary. That's all. I don't feel guilty, but I feel good about it. And I think.
So what happens if you do not write but express gratitude to them? So is there a different feeling that you have? Say, for example, you call them up and say thank you instead of posting. And does it give you a different feeling or does it give you a same feeling?
It gives me much more good feeling when I post it, even after thanking them personally. Okay. Understood. Okay. So happiness. So there are 3 myths about happiness which I wanted to discuss before getting into further. And I would request others, Kakuli Madam, Manoj and Devashish also to contribute. The 3 myths about happiness is that happiness has to be found, right? That is the first myth. The second myth is that if it is either there or not there. And the third myth about happiness is that it depends on the circumstances, right? So these are 3 myths about happiness. Unknowingly or knowingly, we build up certain habits, we build up certain thoughts, which we are not aware of also, because it's very, very unconscious and subconscious. It's very, very subconscious. Say for something, however, which Sanjay ji mentioned, cultivating optimism is very important. That something good will happen, something positive will happen. I am excited about something. That is very important. However, these 3 myths of happiness, these are there. So people wait for things to happen for them to be happy. However, what Sanjay ji just mentioned is even a very small thing that we can breathe. We understood the importance of it when oxygen bars were opened. Oxygen bars were opened during COVID times. When people were running around for oxygen, we understood that even the air that we breathe, the ability of us to breathe, air will be there any times, but the ability of us to breathe, that is also a miracle, right? That is also a miracle. And we still find not coughing is something which is a blessing. Not feeling hesitant, not feeling suffocated is also a blessing. So these are the 3 myths of happiness which I wanted to share. And there is another concept of happiness which I hope, I do not know how many of you remember, but the concept of Martin Seligman in positive psychology. Does anyone remember positive psychology, the 5 points which we had shared? So there are 5 points which is called PERMA, positive emotion. Manoj, are you there? Manoj, Devashish, Kakuli Madam, I hope you are there.
Yeah, good morning. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. So positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning of life and accomplishments. These are 5 very important things we add to positivity in our life. So with this, I would be happy if you can share your experience about happiness, like Sanjay ji shared, Momita shared, or anyone can share as far as their own experience is concerned.
Sanjay ji has shared, I always feel grateful to everyone, to this earth, to Mother Earth, that I have food. So कितना भी टेस्ट कैसा भी हो, पहले ये होता था कि आई एम अ गुड कुक, तो अच्छा खाना नहीं आता था तो रेस्टोरेंट पे भी मैं जाके कुक से मिलती थी कि ये ठीक नहीं है, ऐसे बनाना चाहिए. आई यूज्ड टू गिव इंस्ट्रक्शंस इन होटल्स आल्सो इफ आई don't get a good taste. But now, whatever food I get, I feel grateful. I feel thankful that okay, I'm getting food, which Sanjay ji has mentioned. Many of the people in this world is not getting even a grain of food. So I'm happy. I feel happy whenever I see my plants growing, even a flower. So I feel happy. Nothing, nothing special. It is everything in my life is special. So that is why I feel happy all the time. Sometimes वो happiness का थोड़ा parameter down हो जाता है, rating, but otherwise I feel happy all the time. Thank you. Sorry. আওয়াজ আসছে না, মাইন্ড ये মিউট হয়ে গেছে। আর দেবাশিস দা কিছু বলছিল, আমি মাঝখানে বলে ফেলেছি, সরি দেবাশিস।
Devashish, over to you before I go ahead. I missed it.
No, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so no, I mean, Momita, what you said is absolutely right. So I was thinking of a different aspect, which is about, social conformance, right? A lot of us
You're not audible.
Devashish, we lost you. You're not audible.
My
So
line is always a disturbance. Yeah.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. So you're talking of social confirmation. Please go ahead.
No, I'm talking about social conformance, right? I mean, we as individuals, as I was.
We lost you again. So we will be back. Let me share this questionnaire with you in the meantime. So this questionnaire, if you have tried it, if you have tried this questionnaire, you will see that there are certain points. There are around, I think, how many points are there? 20 something points are there. Yeah. 29 points are there. And if you answer them, you might be getting some indications about your rate of happiness or your state of happiness. So I would request all of you to go through it, right? And see your happiness scale. Because what happens is, most of the times we work at a subconscious level. We are not aware of many things consciously. Consciously, we are only aware if there is a problem state or we need to do something which is not in our daily habits. Then we become conscious about it. Otherwise, we work from a subconscious level. We are not aware that we are doing it. This questionnaires will actually help you to be more aware of it. Say, for example, just the question that I find life very amusing. I find most things amusing. I'm always committed and involved. It might not be there that I'm always committed and involved, but if I'm committed and involved in what I'm doing, it actually expresses one thing, that I'm in a flow. I'm in a flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi had written, a Czechoslovakian philosopher and author. He had written a book called Flow. I would request all of you to read that. And also, I laugh a lot. I'm well satisfied about everything in my life. Now, satisfied does not mean that I am satisfied. I'm saying I'm satisfied, but it is more of a feeling comfortable. But it does not mean, nowhere it is mentioned that if I am where I am, I cannot be better than what I am. That is not what it is saying. I thank for what I have and for my capabilities, for what I can do for my family, I can do something better. So that is one thing which I just wanted to share. Consciously, if you answer these questions, a lot of feelings, a lot of things will come up. Yes, Manoj.
Actually, I have a request to you. That is the books and other things which you mentioned during the session. Uh, can you please share it in group so that?
Yeah, I keep on sharing this in the group. I'll share it again today. Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
And Manoj, have you gone through the questionnaire?
No, actually, I couldn't get time. It was very hectic last week. But what I have learned, this thing is a bit new to me, right? So what I have listened so far, it's about gratitude. Um, yes, uh, I'm grateful to each and everyone. Or as Momita said that I feel happy when I see. I have a garden, a rooftop garden, and when those plants grow or flowers blossom, I feel extremely happy. It comes automatically. I often talk to the plants. You you may think that I am an insane person, but it comes naturally to me. And but the thing which I am learning here, it's a step ahead of my present condition, right? I never have thought in this way. So it's a new learning process. And I am learning, I'm enjoying it. And I'm grateful for this session. I'm grateful for Momita that she had thought of me about or thought of my happiness, how I could remain happy. So this gratefulness comes naturally, and I never forget even the smallest thing that people do to me. So I built up this practice for quite some time. But what I am learning here, this is new, and I am learning. And I'm grateful
Okay.
for your session and everything.
No, thank you so much. Grateful to you for joining us also. So if I may ask you, because this is interesting for us, is that what is that you are learning which you did not know earlier? Can you share 2 points? And also, if you can share, if you can just, okay, I'll come back to that later. But what are the 2 things that you think that you will take away from this session, which is new to you?
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, one thing is, okay, in general, I am grateful to this mother nature, right? But but here things are more intense. That is, as it has been shared, that there is a banana. I eat a banana. So I am grateful to Mother Nature for that banana, then for a person who picks that banana, then for another person who brings it to the market, right? These are the things, this is the absolute downline things. I was not consciously aware of all those things. So this is one thing that, okay. So this, if I say supply chain or whatever, the chain, and it's a chain of gratitude, right? I am becoming conscious. Now I am becoming conscious through these sessions. So it's really a new thing which I am learning, or I'm getting conscious about it. So it's like that. It's like that.
Understood. Thank you so much, Manoj, for being so clear about it and sharing that with us. Now, there is another very important thing which I have experienced. I do not know, you can share your views. How important is sharing? How important is sharing? In Japan, I know in the classrooms, primary classrooms, they have, they have dramas, they have acts which are being played by the children, where they give a situation that there is a busy traffic and an old man is waiting there to cross the road. What will the what will the people do? There are situations given that there is a beggar in the street. What will the people do? And these children, they enact that drama into what they will do, right? And there could be, I'll give an example. Maybe in one of the cases, the old man is waiting to cross the road, and another child who is acting as the passerby holds his hand and helps him to cross the road. From a very, very young age, this compassion, empathy is being practiced, right? And this becomes the second nature of the people. This becomes the second nature of the people. So that is one more thing, that how we think, how we simulate each other, how we simulate a situation, that also helps us to grow or to whatever, not to grow. Now, another very important thing is, which I was sharing last time, is language. The only way where we can access memory, or we can access a situation, or can narrate a situation, is language. Of course, non-verbal, the attitude, the way we speak is there. So language creates experience. You change the language, the experience will change. When I speak in, say, my mother tongue Bengali, when I express something, whatever my experience is, when I speak in English or Hindi, my experience would be different. If Sanjay ji today asks me to maybe to speak in another language where I'm not very proficient, my expression or my creation of the experience will be different. So one more thing which is very, very important and is language. Although language constitutes just 7%, 7% of the total communication, the balance 93% depends on the way we use this language, or the non-verbal body language, the body language primarily, or the non-verbal communication. So that is very important. What language we are using? Are we using angry words? Are we using towards from or away from? Towards from or away from, I'll give an example. Momita, I'll come to. Sure. So when I'm going to a gym, whether I'm going to the gym to remain fit or whether I'm going to the gym to lose weight is very important. They are two different things. So language and use of language in our daily life is very important. Whether we appreciate people more or we criticize people more. Either whether we match with people more or whether we mismatch with people more. Whether we love people more or we love each other more. I mean, different, it's different. There is a language where there are just 3 colors. I'm forgetting the name of the tribe, which just has 3 colors. Now imagine their experience about colors will be different than ours, because we have black and white. We also have gray in between. We have more black and less white. We have more white and less black. Now language creates experience. This is also very important when we create happiness or something. Yes, Momita.
I want to share 2 experiences which is very important, interesting. क्या है कि मैं तो मुंबई में भी ट्रेनिंग देने जाती हूँ, मतलब पुणे में भी, in across the country I travel for my training. So sometimes it happens कि I am not finding a particular word in Hindi or English or whatever. So मैं ना ऐसे बोलती हूँ, fed up होके बीच में मैंने बोला আসলে আমি এটা বোঝাতে চাইছি, and to my surprise, everyone understood what I wanted to say. So this is very interesting. Maybe it's the body language, maybe how I was telling that it has communicated. So this is one thing. My friend जो कि अमेरिका क्या मतलब अफ्रीकन कोई कंट्री में गए थे, and he said ও বোঝাতেই পারছিল না, he could not make that person understand कि which one is sweet. He saw a very interesting food, कलर अच्छा है, बहुत सारा मतलब फूड देखने में भी, छोटा सा एक स्नैक्स देखने में भी अच्छा है, तो वो समझ नहीं पा रहा था इज इट स्वीट और शार। तो उन्होंने ऐसे पूछा, फिर बंगाली में पूछा কোনটা মিষ্টি হবে বলুন তো, एंड दैट लेडी इमीडिएटली ऐसे करके एक बॉटल की तरफ दिखाया, दैट वन इज स्वीट। तो somehow beyond language even people understand. And as a student of anthropology, I worked with Bhatra tribe. In that time it was MP, now it is Chhattisgarh. तो छत्तीसगढ़ में भात्रा ट्राइब भात्री भाषा में बात करते हैं, and my Hindi is almost like Bengali and my Bengali is Bengali. So they don't talk until and unless they trust you. Whenever you go for a research in anthropology or for any subject, people will not talk to you until and unless they trust you. क्या हो जाता है, love has its own language. मैंने इतने जगह पे इतने ट्राइब्स के पास गई, मैं काम किया, मैंने देखा कि love has its own language. जब भी मैं वो love and affection दिखा सकती हूँ and people slowly gradually trust me, start trusting me, then वो एक communication हो जाता है। उसमें मतलब whether I'm speaking in English or whether I'm speaking in Hindi or Bhatri, it doesn't matter, ultimately वो काम हो जाता है। So body language से, हाँ मतलब hand gesture से, कैसे भी I got my information and I completed my research. So that's an interesting part of language.
Yeah, sure. So one just thing, when Manoj was speaking, he was saying, I never forget any good things which people do to me. So there is another way of mentioning it. Now, I do not know which one will create what experience, but if Manoj might have said that I always remember what other people does to me. They're the same thing, but with different experience. I never forget what other people do for me. That is one experience. The second experience is I always remember what people do for me. Right? There are two different experiences over here. Both the experiences bring in different feelings in the body. And it is important to find out which language creates a better language, better experience for me. Because for Manoj, maybe I never forget creates a very big good experience. I always remember might not be creating that experience. And every person is unique. Like every thumb impression, every mind and every thought is unique. And it is that person who needs to understand what is working for him. Right? Yes, over to you, Manoj.
Yeah, actually what I wanted to mean that I never forget even the smallest good thing
Yes.
people
Yes.
do to me. This
Yes.
is
So now,
that was
understood.
another-
Understood.
no
Sorry.
another thing about language and what Momita shared. Language, the role of verbal language, it varies from culture to culture.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely.
Right. Like I have seen my European or American colleagues,
Colleagues.
colleagues who after every 3 sentences, say I love you to his
Acha,
wife,
wife.
right? And do we ever say to our wives in once a year that I love you? Because
Right, very true.
Start saying.
we assume that my wife knows that I love her.
Hmm,
And
absolutely.
then in Asia, with Asians, we do not express everything verbally, explicitly, because we have an expectation. Uh, we are tuned to that my friend will
You
understand my
should.
feelings. My
Hmm.
my friends will understand my feelings. I need not to express it in words.
Hmm.
So language has role, but its role varies from culture to culture. And as
Absolutely.
Momita said about that particular Bhatri tribe, it is trust. It is trust. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, Manoj, if I may ask you, so you said I never forget any the small, even the smallest thing, right? Now, just in your mind, say, I do not know what will work. Just now, as you said that in Europe or in America, they say I love you after every 3 sentences for their spouses, right? Not only wives, but for their spouses, maybe. And we do not say, and for maybe hardly once a year we say. And if we say I love you after every 3 sentences, then the repercussion from the spouses might be different. The reactions might be different. It's okay. Now, if you can just feel within yourself whether if you change the version from I never forget to I always remember, whether the feeling is different. It might be working, whatever works for you is very good, but you might just wish to see. Now, when I say language creates experience, it just means that language has its own way because language is created in my mind. What I am saying is very subconscious, very subconscious. I do not even say what I will say after my this word of mine, right? And only I am in a conscious stage when I'm at a loss of word. I say, which word is this? Just now, like Momita said, then I become conscious of that word. Otherwise, I'm not conscious. It is on the subconscious that speaks. So that is what I meant. And also, what Momita meant is very, very important is that trust and love has no barriers, right? Music has no barriers. Feelings have no barriers. The trust can always happen. And that brings happiness. Trust also brings happiness. Devashish.
Yeah, Partho, can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes, clear, very clear.
Okay. Um, so first of all, this intermission in the time when I'm not able to communicate to you guys is one of the cause of unhappiness, right? To me. So how do I circumvent that? How do I go about so I find a solution? How best to see that I am being heard, right? So what I said is nothing, as you said, what did you learn in this particular session? You were asking Manoj. The question is that we are not learning anything new. All these are very much existent in our lives. It's only the awareness factor, right? Time and again in any of your sessions, you are bringing us into the awareness factor. We are all matured enough to understand what you're saying, but we tend to not to understand because our daily lives are bogging down upon us. Okay? So one of the key factors
Very
that you
true.
touched upon, yeah, one of the key factors you touched upon, which can bring solid happiness, which is the part of compassion, love, etc., is the behavioral changes, the habits that we grow, right? So, and habits have to be consciously grown. And when can we grow consciously the habits? When we are aware, where my happiness points are. And there is a social element to that. There is an individual element to that. In countries like Bhutan or the Scandinavian countries, they have built a habit of happiness through certain cultural things that they will do all along, right? You will see 3 persons or 10 persons doing the same thing, loving a wife, or coming out of a lift and to a stranger they say, "Hi, good afternoon." And we are taken aback. What the hell? I mean, who's this? Why did he say like that? Right? So that brings us to the question of emotional quotients, right? Quotient, which is EI or EQ, whatever we say. So all this put together can be clubbed into the EQ behavior of a person. You people in the corporate also, we have moved from IQ to EQ to SQ and all that stuff, right? And nothing new about it. We are trying to put them into certain boxes, right? But the question is, by putting them into the boxes, we are time and again making one aware that probably if we inculcate this habit, we will be more happy. Yeah? I want to tell about Swami Vivekananda. In one of his thing, he said, "We do not seek our highest happiness levels in a cave, right? We can bring it to where we are if we are able to train our mind. That is the key factor." Yeah, thank you.
Very true, Devashish, as very rightly said, and I will just be touching. I mean, I had shared with you that this research, and you actually echoed that research, that 50, 40, 10. 50% might be genetic, 10% is circumstances, 40% is the intentional activity. Now, intentional activity is nothing but consciousness, consciously doing it. Very true. And when we speak, it comes back to the consciousness. There are many things which are there, which we are not conscious about. Say, for example, you just now mentioned that what makes you unhappy is when you are not heard because of the internet issue. And then we become conscious that, okay, there is internet. And that is why we are being able to connect with each other. Oh, thank you, internet. Maybe that way, right? Two approaches. I will just share upon one screen, which Manoj just now mentioned. I hope all of us can see the screen. Now, this is a very interesting slide. If you see, the same practice, the same habits has brought in different results in two countries, United States and South Korea. 6 weeks of kindness and gratitude intervention has improved kindness and gratitude in the minds of people. However, in South Korea, while kindness have grown, gratitude has not grown. Gratitude has reduced. So it's very true, very true. Culture is absolutely important here. Also, if you see what kind of dosage you are giving, it's different for different people. So when I asked Sanjay ji, are you writing a journal or expressing it? He said, I express it. When Momita mentioned, I write. When I write and let people know, it gives me more joy. So it's absolutely true. It differs from person to person. It differs from culture to culture. It differs from language to language. It differs from country to country. One thing is common here, that all of us are in pursuit of happiness. So there is a means goal, there is an ends goal. The means goal is, why am I doing this? To earn money. Why am I earning money? To help my family, to support my family, to make my family more happy. What happens if we make our family happy? I feel happy. So ultimately, the pursuit of human beings, Homo sapiens, is single. We need to be happy. And if we just be conscious about it in our daily activities, and I would request everyone, I will be sharing the names of the books also, which are very good reads, very, very good reads, right? And Devashish is an ardent follower, and he is a great reader of the books, I mean, of Gita, of Indian mythology, Hindu mythology, Ramakrishna Mission, Ramakrishna Paramahansa there. So all of us, if we can share names of books which has helped us, benefited us, any writings, any quotes, keep contributing in the group. Let all of us share it, because one of the things which helps us in the pursuit of happiness is sharing. That is very important. So with that, we come to the 5-part of happiness end today. Next week, I will be requesting all of you to attend if possible. There is a very interesting topic which I would be bringing up. Is that, sorry, just hold on. Oh my God, just hold on. Yeah, there's another very interesting topic is what makes us who we are. If possible, you can read this study by Brian Little. Brian Little is a great scientist, philosopher, author, and a scholar. And his work on who we are and what are the human traits has brought in a lot of development in the human understanding of human beings. Yes, Manoj.
Yeah, but actually, I just one just quick thing. As you
Yeah,
said
sure.
that I never forget, and I always remember. I use these both sentences interchangeably, and this time I said I never forget, but I also say I always remember. So thanks to you that I am now becoming aware of my expressions. Just to say that, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Manoj. And so Sanjay ji, Momita, me, we are students of Neuro-Linguistic Programming (NLP), and NLP also works with how we do what we do. And I have learned this from NLP. So thanks to NLP, that we have learned. I have learned it. Sorry, I have learned it. So next week again we will meet. I hope. Devashish, you wanted to say something? Sorry. Devashish, you wanted to say something?
No, but
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much. And please contribute by sharing in the group. That would be really be helpful. And next week, we again meet at 8 a.m. in the morning next Sunday. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. And let this week be the happiest week. As usual, we will be meeting in the morning tomorrow at 7:15 for our daily practice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And